Is that the Chargers upset the Patriots.
I mean, I think they have a really good chance of upsetting the Patriots, even though I'm not picking the upset. Does that make sense? It is not what I believe is going to happen, but I see a lot of ways it can happen if it logically makes sense to the audience. They have some natural advantages that I'm going to say and then duck from Kevin Wildes because I think they matter and he does not. They have the more experienced head coach, and I think the more accomplished head coach. They have the more experienced quarterback, and as you could argue more accomplished or not, I guess that probably depends on if Drake May does win the MVP. I think May had the better season, and I think May is better than Herbert. But a lot of people think Justin Herbert's better than Drake May at this point in their careers. And so that at least is arguable. And I believe they have the thing that travels best in cold weather in the playoffs, which is the better defense. And that's not a knock on the Patriots defense, which I think has been solid but untested to a degree because of the quarterbacks they have faced. And the Chargers defense what has carried them to this point is, I would say, Justin Herbert's toughness and playmaking and the defense. Like, they have not been a prolific offense, and Herbert's numbers haven't been great, but the fact that he's been available and made some clutch plays. So all of those things, Brew, can absolutely lead to what would, for I think most people, not be a shocking upset. This is not what I would consider, if there is such a thing as a typical 2 versus 7, because there have only been 7 seeds for 5 years. These two teams are much closer in quality than I think your typical 2 versus 7 would be. So, yeah, I mean, I think they have a good chance.
Well, Wiles, look, you could have put something up there. I know that graphic wasn't really favorable for you. But 7 seeds, Nick, since they've been in the playoffs, are 1-9 in the playoffs.
It's just J-Lo against the Cowboys.
Yeah, that's it. And so the likelihood, but this is obviously a much closer 2-7 than we're used to. Yeah, I think, look, I'm going to say 40% chance. So that means I'm leaning Patriots, but not heavy. I think this is a really closely matched game. If the Chargers were healthy, I think I would be going for them. But they're not, and I think
healthy, they
wouldn't even be the 7 seed, right? They wouldn't be the 7 seed. Now, without Joe Alt, and I know we kind of make fun, but they already lost Rashawn Slater. Then they lose their other good offensive tackle, but they beat Pittsburgh and Philadelphia without Joe Alt, and so I still think they're a tough team.
They ended the Chiefs' season. I understand the Chiefs ended up, Mahomes ended up being bad.
Still a good
but
win.
That was the game the Chiefs, the game where Patrick got hurt was the game they
knew they had a must-win.
Or the game before that. Yeah, I apologize because it was Houston. But yes, it was a must-win. No, that's right. It was a must-win for the Chiefs, and they ended the Chiefs' season.
So that's a big win to me, regardless of how the Chiefs finish the season. And they beat Dallas too, which can be viewed as a good win. So they're still a dangerous team. I agree. Harbaugh is a great coach. Obviously, last year in the playoffs didn't go well, but he's coached 9 playoff games. 2 of them been to 2 NFC championship games, a Super Bowl. So he's going to be ready, I would expect. Justin Herbert, you got a very talented quarterback. Everybody, whether they like Herbert or not, knows how talented he is. And he's got to have a chip on his shoulder because he's been bad in the playoffs, and he's having a very nice season, gotten a lot of respect. He already had it, but he's gotten even more respect for how he's maneuvered this team with the injuries. And he's got to want to finish that off with playing well in this game. And then they have a pretty good pass rush. It's not like best in the league or near the best, but it's pretty good. And Drake obviously has taken a lot of sacks, so I think that's something.
Oh, for the Chargers pass rush.
For the Chargers pass rush.
Yeah.
And with Drake taking so many sacks, that's a little something to worry about.
All right, not exactly, because apparently Drake May is invincible when it comes to sacks. They simply don't seem to affect him whatsoever. I recall a prominent coach, I'm almost certain it was Mike Vrabel, discussing how sacks are absolute drive killers. They crush momentum, dropping your probability of scoring a touchdown to something like 50%. I've referenced this before. Yet this axiom doesn't seem to apply to Drake May and the New England Patriots. The selective application of these principles is always notable. It was interesting at the top of the segment how the commentator introduced nuance, saying, "The Chargers absolutely can upset them, but I don't think they will." He then checked if that made sense to the audience. It absolutely should. That's simply having a conversation. We don't need to exist in a binary of extreme takes. They're winning the Super Bowl, or they're getting bounced in the first round. Truthfully, most teams reside in that nuanced middle ground, and the Chargers-Patriots matchup is a prime example. I recently engaged with a Patriots fan in the comments. Let me be clear, I was among the first voices pushing Drake May for MVP consideration this season. I've made videos arguing you could rationally take May over any other quarterback if starting a team today, factoring in age and contract. So my support for May and the Patriots project is well documented. My point was simply that the Patriots' strength is their remarkable balance. They are not dominant on either side of the ball. A commenter retorted, well, they're ranked 7th in offense and defense. My response, exactly, that proves my point. They insisted being 7th is dominant. It is not. That's not how dominance is defined. You could make a stronger case that the Houston Texans have a dominant defense. If the Texans unit is dominant, then by definition, the Patriots defense is not. It's a simple logical hierarchy. When you are incredibly balanced, like New England, you are reliant on that equilibrium rather than a singular, overwhelming unit to carry you. If the Patriots' defense was truly suffocating and awesome, the conversation would be straightforward. Justin Herbert won't be able to do anything against this defense. Their defensive line will feast on that terrible offensive line all day. Game over. You'd feel immense confidence. With a balanced team, the feeling is more, yeah, they're there. They're great. And balanced and great are not insults. Not being dominant doesn't mean you aren't excellent. However, relying on collective, balanced greatness introduces more variables. It's akin to a baseball analogy. If you have to cycle through multiple relief pitchers in a single game, you're relying on several individuals to all bring their A game simultaneously. It's less predictable. For the Patriots entering the playoffs, the sentiment is, this defense is really, really good. This offense is really, really good. But how good, how great, how awesome will they be in this specific moment? There's no reliable precedent. This isn't a question of whether Drake May can handle the moment. It's an acknowledgement that the team's identity, consistent, balanced excellence, is now entering a higher stakes arena where they may need to find another gear. What will that look like? We simply don't know. I don't even think upset is the correct term here, despite the traditional 2 versus 7 seeding and a 3.5-point spread. I don't view it through that lens. I disregard the seedings entirely. They mean absolutely nothing to me at this stage. Why should they? I believe this game will be excellent, and I don't foresee either team running away with it. Unless Justin Herbert completely melts down and the Chargers' offensive line offers zero protection, leading to a cascade of sacks, great field position for New England, and an insurmountable lead, this will be a genuine, back-and-forth, tight contest. It will come down to who makes the plays. Both quarterbacks have made plays all season. Both have risen to occasions. So, the difference might hinge on which other players rise, a Ladarius McNeil, a Stephon Diggs, assuming he plays. As the commentator touched on, it's not just the generic establish the run trope. In a cold Sunday night playoff game with immense pressure, Drake May's first ever playoff start at home, Justin Herbert seeking his first playoff win, a truly effective ground game is transformative. I'm talking about a game with 30-plus carries for 180 yards, not just avoiding negative plays. If either team can achieve that, creating several chunk runs where the broadcast starts saying, just keep handing it off until they prove they can stop it, it would be monumental. In a game like this, that kind of control goes a mile. It takes a massive weight off the quarterback's shoulders, creates more manageable situations, and opens up the playbook. It would allow both May and Herbert to operate with more comfort and space, which could lead to the game's decisive plays. From a coaching perspective, establishing that run also provides a stabilizing rhythm. It's going to be fascinating to see which team, if either, can impose that will. Finally, there's the psychological element. Drake May stated the standard line, "Don't change our process or preparation for the playoffs." The reality is, he's parroting what he's been told, not speaking from felt experience. He's never been here before. For all he knows, he should change his process. Maybe Tom Brady would tell him, actually, you do things differently in the playoffs. Or maybe the mantra, the process is the same, is the right approach for him. This is the inherent unknown. He doesn't know what he needs because he hasn't experienced it. He can draw on high school or college, but a Sunday night playoff game at home for the New England Patriots is a unique beast. There's very little in life that prepares you for that. He is at the mercy of his coaching staff's guidance because he cannot yet articulate what he personally needs in that environment. He'll have to feel it out in real time. Some quarterbacks and coaches do more prep for the playoffs. Others treat it exactly the same. Nick Foles once famously said he felt no difference between the first and fourth quarters, whether up 14 or down 3. That's his personal wiring. It's not universal. Situation does matter for most. Everyone finds their own reference point, and Drake May hasn't found his yet. That journey, the quarterback and the team, discovering who they are under the brightest lights, is what makes this matchup so compelling. Those are my reflections. I am eager to hear yours. What do you think about the New England Patriots, Drake May, and their chances of being defeated by the San Diego Los Angeles Chargers? Let me know in the comments below. I read every single one. Whether you agree or disagree, let's dive into discussion, even-spirited debate, but ultimately, let's enjoy the exchange. Please consider subscribing. We are building a fantastic community here and would love for you to join. My aim is to create a space where we feel authentically connected and excited to participate. I believe we're well on our way. Also, please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, as it genuinely helps with visibility and the platform's algorithm. Thank you so much.